Well, you may have seen the 99p MacBook, which is right there just doing its updates on my tiny desk. And it's still slowly chugging along. I just disconnected Ethernet and it's unhappy now. But for the second video this evening, because I'm doing 2 in one night, mental, you couldn't see that from me usually, it's a month per video. But I got another Mac. I was bidding on these two at the same time, and it just so happened that I won them, both of them. But this guy, you know how I was talking about how much I like the aluminium ones compared to the plasticky ones? We've got a MacBook Pro. This one is also a 2006 one from what I know. And if we try and pop the lid open, this thing definitely needs a bit more TLC than that one, but there we go. Look at the size of that screen compared to the other one. That's massive. But yeah, this here is a 2006 MacBook Pro. An aluminium one at that too, or unibody I think they call it. I don't know if it's aluminium or not entirely bothered. You can tell by that lovely power button as well. This thing is dirty, and also annoyingly, it is another one where I've bought it and it doesn't have a British or US keyboard. So apparently this one's a Finnish keyboard, according to my friend. We'll have to see. But I do believe the speakers on this one are a lot better because they come out these huge grills here. I have actually gone very briefly over this with a wipe, but it's not pulled much off. I mean, look at that. I don't even want to ask what that is. This thing is also filled with goddamn cat hair. Let's just try and get that big chunk out. And I have no idea what the specs of this Mac are. I accidentally left my Surface upstairs, but if I remember right, it's a Mac and it has an ATI graphics card in it. No idea what model or what's in it, if it's got a hard drive or not, but I don't know. I'm assuming if it's the same as that one, we're not going to be able to put our SSD in it, and I say that still assuming that this SSD works. But yeah, not bad. Nice big thing. I believe it was like, was it £12 for this Mac? So still very cheap. This one obviously though is a lot more scuffed, as you can see. Just looking at all that, if I just move the ISO a bit. Yeah, definitely a lot more dirty and battered up. But I/O wise, let's see what we've got. We have our MagSafe 1.0 charging port there. We have one USB port, headphone jack and a microphone jack. I'm not sure what jack this is, to be honest with you. It looks like something would go in there, but not sure. We have nothing else around there. Then we have an IR blaster. We have whatever this is. I'm genuinely not sure. I don't know if it's like for a hinge or something, because if this did have a hinge, not a hinge, like a clicker up here, like a latch for the lid, it must have broken off. It certainly looks like that pushes on this here, so maybe I'll have to figure out a way of repairing that. It's just a bit better on that one there, because there's certainly not much of that left. But yeah, then we have a super drive again, very nice. And if we move over to the right side, we have what looks like a Kensington lock, another USB 2.0 port. We have two Firewires, I believe, or is that a Target disc one maybe? I'm not sure what port that is. Have Ethernet, and weirdly, we have a full-sized DVI, is that an I or a D? Regardless, it's a big DVI port. And some of the updates couldn't be saved because you're not connected to the internet. We definitely are, mate. Try that again. Right, and let's have a look on the bottom. We are missing a battery, so that's another one which we need a battery for. And by the looks of it, some new feet as well. Missing a foot down there. Cool. I guess let's fire this thing up. It's probably not going to have an operating system or a hard disk. So I have my Snow Leopard CD there, and I'll have to dig up a hard drive. Similar to the other Mac, I've bought a totally legitimate third-party cable for it, because it's MagSafe 1.0. This one is an 85 watt MagSafe power adapter. The one for that MacBook is a 60 watt, I believe. And this thing also has plastic shielding on it that we'll probably need to remove. Let's see if we can do that now. And let's see if this guy has any life in it. Now, with these Macs being so cheap, I always expect them not to work at all, but you never know. So let's pop that in there. That's green, which is good, I assume. I'm really unsure on what this... I think it is for the lid, but whatever, we can fix that another day. And this definitely does need its hinges doing as well. As you can see, when you just let go of it, it wobbles a fair amount compared to, say, like this one that's a little bit better, where when you move it... Okay, that one's also a terrible example. It should stick in place, basically, like a normal laptop. Let's push that power on button, I guess. There's the Mac chime. We have we have an Apple logo this time. So maybe this thing has a hard drive. That'd be very nifty, wouldn't it? I wonder if it's probably gonna have a password though, isn't it? And I could also do with finding some liquid, maybe some water, to use on a bit of tissue and just go over this thing, because it's... I don't know if I want to touch that trackpad. Pretty gnarly stuff. And it does appear that our screen is yellowing a bit towards the bottom. I don't know how well... Oh, there you go. You can see that quite a lot. That's not dirt, I don't think, that's doing that. I think that is... Whoa. Hello. Well, at least it wants Wi-Fi. So that proves Wi-Fi is working. Do we go for 5G? No, because 5G has pretty bad signal. Let's go for... It's trying to. I'm not sure what the keyboard layout of this actually is, so it might be that it's still set to whatever this is supposed to be. Oh boy. That fan is making a... Sounds like the fan is trying to kill itself, so that's not very good. That means this thing is probably running a bit toasty. Well, the whole thing is vibrating. That definitely needs a bit of work. Let's go to about this Mac. So we have a 2.16 gigahertz Intel Core 2 Duo and only 1 gigabyte of 667 megahertz memory. So maybe 10.7.5 on this is a little bit of a push. Oh, there we go. Look at this. We have Lion. So this here is actually the newer about this Mac. If you remember on the plastic one there, it sort of just gives you that little screen and then loads up System Profiler instead. So, oh yeah, we have an ATI Radeon X1600 128 megabyte GPU. Wow. And I wonder what resolution this has. 1440 by 900. That's pretty solid. Let's try storage. So we do have a disk in here. We have a 320 gigabyte hard drive. And we have a super drive. And we actually have 2 memory slots available and we only have 1 in. And I do have from the iMac a 512 gigabyte stick here. So maybe we can use this and at least get it onto 1.5. I do think, is this... Okay, so we have this one here. This is a 1 gigabyte one, so that'll put it up to 2 gigabytes, but I believe this runs slower. God, that fan noise is unhappy. We'll have to have a good look inside at that at some point. Let's have a look at system report. How strange. Where is our hard drive? I want to see what we've got. So it's a Hitachi disk. Interesting. It's a 7200 RPM drive. Not bad. Weirdly, okay, no, never mind. That's the boot partition. I was going to say 200 megabytes. That seems a bit slim for Mac. Now, I wonder, with the fan making all this noise, if we install Mac fan control, is it going to give us any info? Or maybe this thing's running too hot. We don't know what the password is. Okay, never mind, it just loaded up. Oh, okay, interesting. So we have two, the left side and the right side. Okay, so that appears to be on the left side. So let's see if we ramp it all the way up. There's most likely something just touching the fan in that case. Let's see, how do we change our wallpaper? So we need to go here. Go with that one. I like that one. I mean, to be fair, there's not really much interesting about this Mac, is there? Unlike this one, where you have to go ahead and take the thing to bits, put a new drive in and stuff like that. This is kind of boring. It's probably fully up to date as well, I guess. Just about downloads, it is literally just a fresh install of Mac OS. iTunes, never been opened before. Yeah, so we could do with some more memory looking at that only having 279 available. But overall, this Mac is certainly happy. Yeah, just nothing in here at all, is there? And obviously there's no battery, so it's not detecting that. Right, oh that's, I never saw that. That's pretty cool. Whoa, that's weird. Nifty. Well, I'm going to go and get, I don't know really, I think I'm going to go and grab a few bits of cleaning supplies and see if we can clean this guy up. It certainly seems happy enough. It just needs a bit of TLC, I think. And I think that white spot there, oh no, maybe it's just the wallpaper. I thought it looked like there was a bash to it or something, but move the mouse over to it. It seems all fine. Back in the garage now. It's maybe been an hour, maybe half an hour, I'm not entirely sure. The other Mac is doing its updates now, and I've just given this thing a bit of TLC. It's running, well, it's not running better, but it's looking a lot nicer. The scratches along the top are really quite deep. I can't get any of these out. And if I pop a few clips on screen, I might have already shown them, but this thing had a lot of dirt in it, like a lot. There is still some visible, like around the super drive area. Couldn't get much more of that out. Maybe if I tried a bit more pressure on it, but I don't know. I don't want to damage it any further than it already is. But yeah, I'm quite happy with it now. It certainly feels more cleaner to use, and I know the hinges on this I keep calling them hinges. The latch for the front is completely done for. It does still seem to be trying to lock it in place, but not very well. But yeah, here it is now. As you can see, the screen is a lot better. I've gone over it with the screen cleaner. There are still a little bit of marks from obviously where I've changed direction, maybe mid. Probably wasn't the best of idea. And there is still a little bit of gunk on it, like that bit there. But overall, it's a lot more better. And it looks like it says MacBook Pro because the little silver or reflective insert that goes in it, I assume has come out. But yeah, there's no longer any more dirt in this tray area. I went over that quite a few times. The amount of like cat hair and what I can only assume was pubes inside this Mac was disgusting. But I've got the majority of it out now. There's still a tiny bit of dirt on some of these keys as well, but I'd say it's at a point now where I feel happy using it. And like, look how shiny that power button is now. There we go. I've stuck a few songs on a USB, which to be fair is just as dirty on the inside. But do we have a USB port? We do. Let's see if it can read exFAT, because I know Macs are quite picky about what file system you use. So I don't expect it to detect this at all. I popped a few bits of music on here. These are all non-copyright as far as I'm aware. I mean, I suppose Border Canada you could sort of say is copyright, but that was an unreleased song, so you never know. But I'm curious to see just how good the speakers are in this thing. God, yeah. Greasy, love it. That was almost done as well now. I think judging that this will have had better speakers than that, the ones that are in that guy are going to be miserable. But oh wow, this is great. I'm really happy with this. So I think before the video ends, we'll probably have a look at it. Let's see how much money I wasted. I'm like a connoisseur in bad financial management. We have to, how do we open it? There we go. There you go. Drop that in there. And we'll give that a few minutes to copy. There you go, for all of you curious. £8.49 plus £9.99 shipping. Fantastic. And this thing, honestly, fantastic laptop, and it's going to go really well because it appears that everything I've bought is just built a 2006 Apple setup. So all I need next is like an iPhone 3GS, an iPod, and we're done. This is great. Catch you all in the next one.